Good evening everybody, and once again welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to integrate Apache Spark Hudi jobs with Apache Airflow and MinIO. This video is the first part where I will show you how to integrate all these blocks together, the configuration, and how to get a simple Hello World project up and running on your local machine with Docker containers. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. Alright, so let's get started. So the first part is let's review the project directory and the file. There are a lot of blocks here, guys. For example, MinIO, Spark, right Java version, right Airflow version, right Hudi version, everything has to be perfect, right? So in order to simplify the whole process, I took some time and I made this Docker compose file, and let's take a look at the compose file. All right. So in the project directory, you will see three folders: DAGs, jobs, logs, and then in that directory you will see a compose file and the Docker file. So let's review the Docker file. Over here we are using Spark 3.4.0. That's very important. Again, this Spark version works the best, right? So that's that. Then over here in the services section, we are spinning up a Spark master container. Again, then we are spinning up a worker, Spark worker over here, right? We are spinning up a Postgres, a web server, a scheduler. Again, these are the part of Airflow, right? Then we are spinning up our MinIO container, as you can see. So this particular compose file will spin everything up for us. In the same directory, you have a Docker file, and let me just quickly review that. We're using Airflow 2.7.1, and the Python version we're gonna use is 3.9. This is very important. If you change this, then things might break, because Spark might not work, or some libraries might not work. So after a lot of trial and error, this works the best for me. After that, we install OpenJDK 11 over here, and we set the Java environment variable, and we install some Python libraries, PySpark, Faker, and then Apache Airflow, and then we also install Apache Airflow provider -Apache -Spark. That's a long name, but again, these are all the libraries that we need. So that's that. Now also what you will see, there's a folder called jobs. Inside the folder jobs, you have a folder called Python. This is where your PySpark jobs will go, or any Spark jobs, Hudi jobs will probably go inside that. DAGs, all the code related to Airflow will go inside that. So hopefully this made sense, right? So now the first step that we need to do is, okay, we need to spin up the entire stack, and for that we're gonna use Docker, right? So now if you are coming in the current working directory, issue a command docker compose up --build -d. This will take time because it has to pull all the Spark images and all these stuff, and it has to spin up. Okay, so now let's run this. Now it might take a while. I'm gonna pause the video and resume once all the container are in the running state. So the stack is finally up and running. So now open up your Chrome and open up 3 tabs on Chrome. Okay, the first tab, you will head over to localhost 8080 and you will see an Airflow login page. The second tab, open up localhost 9090. So here you should see your Spark master. Hopefully everything is working there. And the third one, localhost 9000 or 9001, where you should be seeing your MinIO. Now head over to Airflow, put the username is admin, and click on sign in. All right, so this is good. Now head over to MinIO. Now the username is admin, the password is password, and click on login. Now over here, click on buckets, click on create buckets, and then Hudi test would be the name. Click on the bucket, and now you have a bucket to play with. So now on the Airflow part, now we need to configure the connector. We're gonna use Spark, right? So we have to configure the connector, okay? And once we do that, then I'll show you the code and everything, okay? The hello world part. So go to admin, go to connections. Hopefully I should not have a connection. Let's see. I already have one. So I'm just going to delete this and create one from scratch. All right. So admin, connections, then click on the plus button over here. Now in the connection ID, we are going to put this particular name, Spark-con. So let's put that. And in the connection type, we're going to type the word Spark and select Spark. And now in the host, we're gonna type Spark //Spark-master, and the port would be 7077. Okay, the deploy mode would be client. The Spark binary would be Spark submit, and then click on save. So as you can see, we have this particular now Spark connector that we can use. Now, the next part is now we need to write a very simple DAG which will fire our Spark jobs, right? So let me show you that. Hopefully it would make sense. So I'm gonna go to DAG. I'm actually gonna click here and I'm gonna go to code part. Again, this will make sense. You'll see what I'm saying, right? So if I go to graph first, I wanna show you that. So very simple, very simple job. It starts, submits the Spark job, and then it ends. Okay, very simple. I'm not complicating at all, right? Making it super simple. We go to code, okay, and if you see the start one, the start part is simple. It prints a job started. Now the Python job here we are using the Airflow Spark submit operator. We provide the connection ID, the Spark con, right? This is important, okay. And then application jobs / python / hudi spark minio.py. There's a Python job inside in the directory, right? There's a folder called jobs. Inside that we have a folder called Python, and there's this Python file Hudi job that we want to fire. Okay. Now see how we are doing the package part, right? We are providing the package over here in the Spark submit operator, or.apache.hudi Spark 3.4 bundle, right? And then we use or.apache.hadoop :hadoop -AWS 3.3.2. So these are the packages that we need. Then we are specifying, hey, how much memory and all of that you want to use, right? So hopefully this made sense, right? Now what we will do is we're gonna review the job, the Hudi Spark MinIO job, and hopefully this would make sense. I tried my best to make it as simple as I can. So now I will collapse this. Okay. Okay, simple, right? Over here we define all the imports. We create the Spark session, right? Simple, nothing crazy here, right? This one, okay. So over here you see spark._jsc.hadoop configuration. We are setting the S3A endpoint. So what we want to do is basically we're gonna forward port 9000. So basically we can use that in the job, right? This is where our MinIO is running, right? So what I will do in the node section, I have this command. We're gonna use servo. It's like ngrok, so that you can use a custom domain name, right? So now I can just use abc.servo.net, okay? So hopefully made sense. So going back to the job. So yeah, we set the access key, secret key, all that stuff, right? Pretty simple. We have some mock data here, just JSON, right? Then we create a Spark data frame object over here. We print that, okay? And then as you can see, we write the data into the MinIO bucket called Hudi test. These are all the configuration, very basic. We define the record key, precom key, partition path, etc. Right? And here all we do is we call the function and we write data to Hudi transactional data lake. So hopefully made sense, right? All the components made sense, right? Now, as you can see, again, I do have an entire 1 hour video on Airflow. If you are completely new to Airflow and you don't know what it is, it makes orchestration of jobs much easier, right? That's all I would want to say in a short. So yeah. So now what we'll do, we come here, right? We can see the code, of course, and now we can go to graph, okay? And now I'm gonna click on this arrow which says trigger DAG, right? I'm gonna click there. There you can see. I can see now the job has started. As you can see, now it's in the running state, right? And now I can click on this block. Oops, I can click on this block and I can head over to the logs. And then here you can see the Spark session is now creating, right? And what I will do is I will pause the video here because this will take a time, right? Because everything is running locally, right? So this particular DAG, it has fired the Hudi Spark job. Now it's running. Now soon I should be seeing some data in this bucket called Hudi test. So if I go to object browser and go to Hudi test, oh, we already have some files. Here you can see we got the Hudi metadata, and soon we will see those partition and Parquet files being created soon. So let's wait. Let me pause the video right here, over here, right? Let me click here, go to logs. Again, here you can see my Spark data frame. It's a little hard to see. So let me see if I can zoom in for you. See more. Yeah, there you go. That's your Spark data frame, right? Hopefully made sense. So let me pause the video because this will take a couple of minutes to run. So again, here you can see my DAG is in the running state. You can monitor all of that. You can basically go to cluster activity, see, all that stuff as well. Click on your DAG. You can also view task duration. You can see how long the job took, etc., etc. But for now, I'm simply gonna wait for this job to complete, and then I'll resume the video. So let me pause the video over here, and once this job is complete, I'll resume it, okay? So my job is finally complete. As you can see, I got all 3 success. Again, I'm running it locally, so it's a bit slow, which makes sense, okay? So now here you can see on the DAG, my DAG was successful. When was the last time it ran? When would it run it next time, right? So this particular example shows you a very simple hello world, right? And now if we go to our MinIO bucket, again here you can see Hudi test, Hudi database, and then here you have all these partitions. Inside partition we have our Parquet files and the Hudi metadata, right? So what this example does, it allows you to build your POC. It allows you to learn these concepts and to do everything locally without spending a dime, right? Everything on this lab is readily available, and you can spin up using Docker Compose. So I hope you have enjoyed, and this was just the first video, right? I wanted to make sure I go a bit slow, make sure I explain all the components and blocks, how the configurations are done. Now, the next part, we can now go ahead and start building complex incremental ETL pipelines, and start building more complex workflow if needed, right? So hopefully you got the idea. The idea is pretty simple. You might have your Spark. Again, in production is of course going to be a dedicated Spark cluster, which would be on EMR or whatever that is, right? And you would probably use the URL, put the URL in the Airflow connection part. So again, all the steps remain same. The only thing will change is the environment variable right here and there a little bit. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you enjoyed the lab. Please go ahead, download the exercise file. Try this out on your local machine, and let me know if you have any questions. That's it for the video. Hope you have enjoyed. Complete exercise files could be found on my GitHub section, so please go ahead and download and play with it. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video with your coworkers and colleagues, and I'll see you in the next video.